Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, I'm Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. All right, this week up on the Sprocket, we have, of course, as always, a little bit of updates from us about what we've been doing this week, stuff like that.
Wow,
Also,
who would have guessed it?
a quick disclaimer: if you do hear, a little bit of stuff in the background,
Not the construction that's always going on. You guys
Yeah.
are used to that.
we have a fan on because it's really hot, obviously. So I think that's a kind of a common thread in a lot of people's podcasts recently.
Sorry. Like my
It's,
other one this week, we kept the fans on too.
Yeah, it's just really hot everywhere. So here is no different.
Please be understanding.
But besides that, we are going to be going over that stuff, like I said. But there is sadly no update this week.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean we don't have anything to talk about, though, because there's actually a ton of stuff that have been revealed / discussed
Yeah.
and released even this morning. We did wait to do this till Thursday because we thought there might have been an update on Thursday.
And I did wait to get out of bed because I forgot we were recording today. So we'll see what time this is out.
Either way. There was no update, like we said, but there was a big release on some wilderness updates and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
we'll be going over that as well as quite a few other things as well. So luckily, even though there isn't an update, no, mod Q&A and stuff like that, like usual, I feel like they're probably just running around like crazy with Tomb of Mascot coming out next week.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's still a lot to cover, so we'll be diving into everything there.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, Michelle, how's it going?
I am doing pretty good, actually. I'm woodcutting currently on mobile. I don't know why I waited to go bank till you were asking me how I am, so now I'm a little bit distracted. I'll just wait. Yeah, I've been woodcutting AFK this week. I'm very, very, very close to leveling up to 89, but I'm not quite there. So I've just been using...
89 woodcutting?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've just been using like Preserve and my special attack with my Dragon Axe to do redwoods whenever I can. Just nice. I could do them for like 2.5 minutes.
Nice.
Which is better than the 0 minutes.
That is definitely better than 0.
Yeah. But I've also this week I got my Herblore up to 88 because I've been like really wanting to get to 99, but I don't want to like buy stuff, so I've just been using the herbs that I have to make pots.
Yeah, I mean you do get a lot from all the raids you've been doing, so.
Yeah, and the main thing I've been doing this week is just a ton of raids. Like a ton of raids. I'm at 300 something kills now. I don't know exactly how many. I also did 2 challenge modes this week, which was fun. Hard. It was challenging, but it was fun.
Well, yeah,
And
it's challenge mode.
Yeah, we did not make time, but we figured we weren't because most of us were, it was like we're learners. I think last night when we went, one person was Wraith. Shadow Wraith was the only person that was not learning. Yeah, so no drops on those, but doesn't mean we didn't see some purples this week.
Yeah, you got super lucky, right?
Mm-hmm. So the other day, we got an Arcane, and then we
Massive.
we got a Dragonhair crossbow. Neither of those were in my name. I think
Actually massive.
I think both of those were in Dating's name, and they were really, really close to being
Yeah.
back to back, but not quite.
I think they were within the same 5 KC.
Yeah, I think there might have only been one in between. And someone says something like, "Oh, it's back to back," and I'm like, "Actually, technically, it's not."
Technically.
So because of the money I got from that, I finally was able to rebuy my ancestral autumns.
Nice.
Which has been a long time coming. I sold them forever ago. I think to buy the lands. I don't know. Yeah, my next upgrade, I want to get the Avernic, but I want to have 20 mil in my bank whenever I buy it. So I'm like getting close. Also, Kitty with a bottle of rum, shout out, gave me 20 mil, which I'm just going to save for in the future for bond giveaways.
Yeah.
Rusty, if you're listening, reach out to me. You won our bond giveaway. Reply to my message on Discord. Thanks.
Yeah, if you don't reply, we'll just pick someone else.
I'll wait a few days because they've won before.
No, I know. We do have a grace period, but we will just pick someone else.
Yeah. As for myself, I've also seen some purples. What? I saw a purple. I got ancestral bottoms.
Yeah, that's nice.
And now I've had that in my log twice. I thought it was a new thing, but it's at the top I didn't get. But still, super, super hype. And back-to-backs are real, baby, because right afterwards, someone else got Dragonhair crossbow in our group.
Yeah, 2 pretty expensive rares.
I know. Thankfully, they were really expensive ones, because there was kind of a bit of us. So total, I only got 32 mil. I think the first one was a smaller group, then the second was a bigger group. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I got 30 mil.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent split.
Yeah, because people were telling me to get Avernick, and that would have been all of my gold, and then we got like the back-to-back, and I was like, okay, now in just like a few mil, I could afford the Avernick.
Yeah.
So perfect. I mean, I'm also waiting to give away this bond. I should probably just buy it and just keep it on hold.
Yeah, maybe.
Because bonds are so expensive. I don't know if
like 7 mil, right?
I don't know if I said in the podcast, but I realized I spend like 42 mil every month on bonds.
Yeah.
So it's impossible for me to make gold. If I become financially stable again, my in real life rebuild is complete, I'm gonna, I think, just pay for a membership. Because the weekly bond giveaways, like, I'm not that good at money makers.
Yeah.
It's like all the money I make, I basically just spend on bonds. So I need to do that probably.
I mean, you're definitely still making money because, I mean, you're able to like buy upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, but I was getting like really low, and then it's like I get low. Every week I'm losing money consistently, and then a purple brings me back up real quick, and then I keep going low.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. But I want a Tebow, so, whatever.
Yeah, just get it.
I want to have a Tebow to use.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was watching Behemoth's video this morning, and I guess like 5 people got Tebows on stream this week.
Oh, yeah, and 2 of them, people that I talked to were like in their groups were supposed to be in the group. Ark was supposed to be in someone's group. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to raid. And then they got a Tebow.
Yeah.
I think Schmacko was also part of a raid that got a Tebow. These are both streamers, Ark, Rain, and Schmacko. Both Australian streamers, actually. And Schmacko was on their iron, so he didn't get a split. But it was like only 2 people splitting it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lame. I mean, even on iron, people often get a split on their main.
People give them sometimes. I don't know if Schmacko has a main, but sometimes people just be like giving him bombs.
Yeah.
But I know I heard that tons of people were getting Tebows, and I was like, oh, me?
Yeah.
Is it me?
I saw like at least 5 people or 5 different streamers at least were in Tebow.
And that's
raids.
just people who happen to be streaming when they got Tebows.
Yeah.
How many people do you think weren't streaming?
Definitely quite a few. That's kind of crazy.
And it makes me wonder, like, I wonder how often people get Tebows and like just no one knows. Because like obviously not everyone posts online when they get drops.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely people that just only like do raids. So yeah. I'm sure like there's plenty of people that just get like a ton of Tebows.
I want to know how common they are. But
I mean, definitely still not common because they're over a bill.
Well, this week it feels common almost.
Yeah.
But I really want that, obviously. Really also obviously want the Olm pet because it's just cute.
Yeah. What's nice is whenever, I'm pretty sure about this, you can fact check me, any listeners, but
Robert the Liar.
Yeah, I think whenever you get a mega rare is when you get the pet. So it's pretty often
mega rare, right?
Well, like I think the pet only drops when you get a mega rare. So like whenever you get the pet, you'll also get like something off the mega rare drop
someone
table.
Did say no, not off the mega rare. I think just purples because
it could just be purples.
Ark got Dex and Olm. Someone else was talking about how they got Arcane and Olm. So maybe it's just a purple.
Yeah, I think it is just a purple.
But it's rarer than everything else, including the Tebow.
Yeah, so like it's nice. I think it's cool because whenever you get the pet, then it's like you also get money.
Oh, also upsetting. Ark got Olm pet at like 300 something kills.
Nice,
and
that's pretty good.
If I pass you, I'm gonna be very upset.
I mean, it's almost certain you will. That's a very early drop. I don't know why you'd think that.
It's so early. I think the reason...
If I also don't get spooned, I'll be mad.
I think the reason I've also been more interested in the pet is now I'm like wanting to try challenge mode. So I'm like, okay. I mean, the dust is so rare. So incredibly rare. Like more rare than all the other purples. But I looked it up and it was like 1 out of 400. Unless I was misunderstanding because this was at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Very possible I misunderstood. But I was like, dang, I would be so sad if I got the dust and didn't have the pet. That would actually be so unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of...
The opposite's true as well.
I think that's kind of common, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, I think I've only heard the opposite. People trying to get the dust, but don't have the pet. I don't know. But I've been having a lot of fun raiding, like literally obsessively doing it. For my 300th kill, because I hit my 300th kill this week, I did a solo. And on this weekend, this is like a little side note to this, I practiced raids with a couple people, and shout out again to Kitty with the Ball of Rum for helping me with some little sneak tricks that I could do.
You could just call it refining your technique.
Yeah, there we
go.
go.
Which I think would be much more accurate way of describing it.
I'm feeling way more confident at Tecton and Vasa, and also now I know how to do Vespula. So in my solo, I was able to solo Tecton, Vasa, Vespula, and Vanguards. I had to keep leaving the raid and coming back, hence why I had like every single boss ever. I kept forgetting stuff, but it was cool. I did all of those and I never died.
Nice.
So I'm a raider. And then like I was trying to do it with a group that one person or two people weren't really helping with Vespula, and turns out I can't carry people at Vespula yet. But I was like, someday.
Dang, maybe next time.
I want to get good enough that I could carry people there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a really good week. Also, shout out to Mr. Buttfrog who bought me the Humble Bundle for all the Resident Evil games.
Oh, yeah. You haven't played any, right?
I haven't played any yet because I was going to download one this week and like try and stream, but I've been like chambering it up, bro.
You also didn't even know that they were like primarily shooting games.
I didn't.
Which is kind of crazy.
You guys should know the only reason I wanted to play these games is because someone said, oh, Resident Evil's fun. The only reason I want to play games is if you guys say it's fun, and I don't like to know what the games are about. I like to know if they're scary or like what kind of game, like what genre. I don't want to know what's going on. I like going into games blindly.
I hate that. So that's
it's like movie trailers.
Completely different from
I cannot watch movie trailers because I feel like they're so spoily. I'm like, I want to be surprised. Just tell me the genre and let me go.
Yeah, no. I'm not like that at all.
Very opposite, but okay, that's fine. But I think that's about it. That's about as much as I could remember, at least. So, you know, I'll probably remember in the middle of the podcast more stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've been doing so much raids and it's been so much fun. I'm really enjoying myself.
Man, that's good.
But how are you doing?
Pretty good. Have not been doing much on the main this week, but I've been on the alt, just kind of AFKing stuff here and there. Mainly because on the main, I've like been kind of getting ready because, like I said, I gave away.
You've been wanting to boss too.
Yeah, I've been wanting to boss, but I haven't gotten to it because I like kind of decided since I ended up like giving away a bunch of or all of my gold more or less.
He loves restarting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of motivating, but yeah, because I gave that away, I just kind of decided that I'd be like do a more official thing about it, and like so I actually cleared out my bank and I went from like 800 like reserve slots to down to like 500, so like I got rid of a bunch of stuff in my bank.
Yeah, you're just keeping like quest things and untradables.
Yeah, pretty much stuff that is like worthless.
Yeah.
Besides like, you know, a couple things because I don't want to re-imbue rings and stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so I just got rid of pretty much everything of value in my bank, traded it off to my alt, and so I'm gonna like
your alt's like heck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll be bonds for a little bit, and then I'm gonna like go through on my main and like actually do like a bit of a rebuild. Yeah, so that'll be kind of fun, and I'm like thinking about like documenting it and maybe putting it into like a video series.
I like how you say almost like tentatively, like you don't want to say I'm thinking of making a video series. You're like documenting it.
Well,
video.
Yeah. I mean,
just in case, because you know we guys love to talk about videos we're gonna do, and then we
yeah, exactly.
get distracted by real life.
I don't want to say I'm going to make a YouTube series on like my rebuild because I might not.
About documenting it. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You keep track on Twitter at least.
Yeah, that's something that I've been like working on my main, so I haven't really been doing anything on my main this week, just kind of
because you can't AFK.
Preparing for that, and so I am going to be starting off by probably AFKing because I still want to do runecrafting on my main. Like I want to do a rebuild series, but also I want to like progress my account still.
Of course.
So I'll probably be doing that, but it's funny. Speaking of progressing accounts, so I actually started watching these two different YouTube creators, which is kind of funny because at the same time, or around the same time, unknowingly, both of them started max account speedrun challenges.
Oh.
Where they start from 0 and they like get money from their main and try to max as fast as possible.
Interesting. I mean, they probably have so much gold on their mains.
Yeah, definitely. Each of them, I think, have spent over 300 mil on like just the beginning of their character.
Oh my god.
And I think both of them started out by getting 99 prayer right away.
I want 99 prayer so bad.
Yeah, and so yeah, so
I need to just do it.
They have a ton of money and experience, but like one of them was JCW, and the other one I forgot the account, but he's a European guy, and it's funny, yeah, because they both started around the same time, so it's like really interesting to see their different approaches and like the different techniques that they use, which are relatively similar. And it's just hilarious that they both started at the same time.
Did it make you feel a little inspired?
No, not even close because this dude is like 1.5 ticking 3 teaks at Fossil Island, and he's getting 190,000 experience wood cutting,
Jeez.
which is like
I'm getting like 35,000.
I wouldn't even imagine getting that much experience. Like getting 80,000, I was like, all right, cool, I'm killing it. That's when I was
80,000 is too much effort for me.
Yeah,
35 or nothing.
Whenever I'm 2 ticking teaks, I get like 80 to 90k, and then when you do 1.5, it's like 150 or 160. Like
sounds awful though.
Yeah, he was getting crazy experience, but yeah, so those guys are nuts. But that's kind of what I've been like enjoying and like watching this week. Yeah. Besides that, and just like on my alt here and there. But also besides that, I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile.
There's like a new update, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a new league. Leagues in Path of Exile work exactly how leagues work in RuneScape, which is why they are very time oriented. Like usually people will kind of like die down and play less towards the end of a league. Exactly.
I thought it was just an update. That's why I was like, I don't know why he's playing so much.
It is an update, right?
But I mean, if it's a temporary game mode, that makes way more sense too.
Yeah, so they have temporary game modes every 3 months. Is a new one.
Oh, that's often.
Yeah. So yeah, every 3 months they have a new one, and their new one is coming out tomorrow. So that's why I've been like kind of playing it in anticipation for that. So I'll probably be playing that a bunch this weekend. I don't even know how much RuneScape I'll play this weekend because of that. But yeah, it's a really fun game, and yeah, it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like leagues where it's like a completely new thing. There's no accelerated XP rates or anything like leagues.
Unfortunate.
But it is completely like a new set of stuff that you get to interact with. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool, and I've been playing that a bunch.
Nice.
And it's funny because a lot of people were talking about leagues this week, and I guess that's a pretty good segue. We'll just go into talking about stuff that happened this week.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I don't know what's been happening. I'm just too busy in the chambers.
Yeah, you've been under a rock. But
I've literally been underground.
There's been a lot of talk about leagues this week because very recently, as in like today on stream, Mod Marcos actually mentioned that they are not having a league this year.
I mean, I'm honestly not surprised with the raid and the Deadman mode finale having to happen a billion times.
Yeah,
it's already August. I don't know when they would have had time.
I think yeah, I think it's pretty unfortunate, honestly, because it
was fun last time.
They were doing it every year, which is good to have something
to ruin that
streak. Like that. Yeah, and yeah, so Mon Marcos confirmed that they aren't going to be having the league this year. And he said that maybe not even next year because they haven't even like started working on it from what he said, which is kind of not unfortunate. It's like really unfortunate because I think a lot of
Jagex
people
is a startup. You have to remember that they have no money to hire more people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would come back for many months just to play that.
Yeah, this is a good way to get more people into the game.
Yeah, so it's kind of,
and you have to bond up for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a letdown for a lot of people. I mean, myself included, because I mean, even though I didn't play the last one a lot, I definitely had a pretty good time, and it was fun. So it is kind of unfortunate you can't look forward to that.
That is a little sad because all the like rewards and stuff were so cool.
Yeah,
they could have released it early next year like they did this year.
Yeah, it was really hype. So I don't know why they didn't do another one this year, but yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of people are speculating it's because of the fresh servers that they're working on.
Yeah, which we talked about before, them doing like basically parallel universes where the accounts are different, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Did we talk about that last week? I don't think we did.
We didn't talk about it last week, but we talked about it during the Gazette before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so for anyone
too long didn't read
that wasn't aware, they just randomly announced on Twitter, not even like anything official, or I guess like no blog post about it at least, that they are going to be having fresh start servers for OSRS and RS3, where RS3, the fresh servers, you're going to have to make a new account for both of them regardless. It has to be a brand new account. And obviously, if you want members on that account, you have to bond up or you have to buy it. But for RS3, it is going to have accelerated drop rates, accelerated XP by 4 times, as well as accelerated pet rates and stuff like that.
I don't hate it because it's basically like for casuals to feel like they could actually play the game.
Well, that's specifically for RS3.
They should do that for OSRs, though.
No, because they're adding... Because the reason they can't do that, and it'd be a catastrophe if they did, is because after 6 months they'll be adding those characters to the main game.
Never mind. Can you imagine advanced everything?
Yeah, no, that'd be awful.
Why are they not going to be? Why are they in a different game first?
Yeah, I don't know. They were saying that the number one reason they plan on even doing this for OSRS is because a lot of their like quote unquote research suggests that new players like playing on a freshly brand new server.
Oh, I could get that actually.
Like what for whatever reason, whether people are intimidated by it or whether they think it'll make a difference at all.
I mean, whether they don't want to be bullied at people at the GE calling them noobs and scrubs and stuff.
I mean, that I don't know if that ever happens, but
I've definitely seen that happen.
That's weird. I don't know.
People are weird.
Maybe just turn off game chat. But yeah, I've never seen that happen. But yeah, I guess maybe that is the cause. Whatever the reason is, their research suggests that new players or returning players really prefer a brand new server.
I get it. I don't get why they have to be re-added to the game later.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's kind of like a league or a season where it's like, I don't know, they want it to be fresh start so that like the high scores and the economy will be brand new, but then eventually,
but then it's gonna be not brand new.
Yeah, and then they'll add it to the game. So I guess it's kind of like a stepping stone without a stepping stone, because it's not like the game's any easier or anything. It's just like it's to get people into the door, and then they'll add them to the game as if none of this ever happened.
It's like a waiting room to get into the game.
Yeah, I guess so.
I get why I just don't get why they'd add them again later, but whatever.
Yeah, but if anyone else does have questions, like I said, they didn't have anything official about this. It was a tweet that linked to a FAQ for Fresh Start Worlds made by Mod Aiza over on the RuneScape forums, not the, just the RuneScape forums. And so there's a bunch of questions here, such as what are the Fresh Worlds, who can play on them, and why people are doing them.
One notable difference, though, is that if you are iron, you cannot go to the Fresh Start World.
Well, you can. You just can't make an iron.
Well, you can't make it, yeah.
They said you cannot make an iron. There, again, is no accelerated XP or drop rates or anything like that. It is literally the same everything except for a brand new economy and high scores.
For 6 months, then you're back to the normal.
Yeah.
Take all the screenshots you can of you being on the high scores and pretend it was from later on.
Yeah, be like, oh, rank 1 forecast.
Yeah. No one has to know. No one has to know the date you took that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have 10 kills or something. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead with that. I know a lot of people are upset about this because it is kind of seemingly just a cash grab. Because obviously you're going to they're expecting a lot of new players to sign up and then get members and then leave, I guess. So they kind of just
probably not stick around the 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, a lot of people will probably do that for sure. They'll just make a new account because it's a new thing. Maybe they'll play with friends and then they'll, stop playing. So.
I mean, I'm not upset about it. It's just like kind of weird.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. And they said they're only doing this because it has seemingly fairly low requirements as a developer standpoint. Like they said it requires minimal development time, so they want to test it out in theory, because all of this is just in theory. Of course, they've never done this.
Yeah.
But like I said, their research leads them to believe that new players would enjoy this. And so yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of people will participate.
Yeah.
For sure. I definitely won't, because a lot of this.
Way too focused on my main.
A lot of this is based on ideals and ideas of that new players kind of come up with in their head that it'll matter starting on a new world.
Yeah.
But
definitely a new person or returning player thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you play on the daily, you might not want to do this.
Yeah, there will be no difference if you play. I mean, even
you want a new main.
Even month to month, if you just log in a couple times, this won't be any better for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just if you want a new account.
Yeah, exactly. This is if you just want to experience OSRS as if they just opened up the servers for the first time, which
that could be fun.
Yeah, it could be cool, but again, it won't matter in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I think they said in a month, so mid to late September, they are going to be adding a little bit more to the FAQ and also bringing this up again.
So we can talk about it a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about this another 3 or 4 times before it actually comes out.
3 or 4 times before the date's announced, then 7 to 20 times once the date's announced.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that is the trend. Besides that, though, yeah, no leagues. Really unfortunate. A lot of people have suggested that they bring back a mastered version of an old league, but
that sounds like just as much work.
There's practically a 0% chance of that happening, even if it is
cool,
a good idea.
But I don't think that they will.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be like, I don't know, just way too much work for them to do in last minute. And clearly they don't have any idea about doing this.
Well, they're a poor company.
Poor company. Fresh indie devs.
Yes.
Besides that, though, there is, like I said, that wilderness blog. So this is something that came out early this morning. It's funny, right after I went to bed, it actually came out, so it was kind of cool.
Thank God, because we were texting at 5 in the morning. We were like, "There's nothing."
Yeah, so this came out right after the update would normally have come out.
There was a little bit of an update. We had to restart the server.
Yeah, there's always World Rota.
I just use that as an excuse to go to sleep.
So the Wilderness Boss Rework Design Blog is the name of this one, and this is really controversial and contentious as always because it has to deal with PKing. So the Wilderness Boss Rework has been on the list of things that Jagex has been doing for years at this point, and they've actually been working on it for years as well. Like we've voted on it many times and stuff like that. And even in the last year or two, there's been a lot of discussion about how to change it and stuff like that. And so this is kind of the evolution of everything.
Ooh.
So they said on March 13th, 2014, we released the Wilderness Rejuvenation blog. So
2014?
Yep, that was many years ago.
Wait, what?
This blog detailed the Wilderness's resource area, Edgeville lever changes, the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, the Fountain of Rune, the looting bag, dark crabs, extra runite rocks, and of course, the Wilderness bosses. So this was
they're out of 6 years ago? Or 8 years ago. What year is it?
8 years ago. So yeah, this was a long time ago that it was added, and this was when it's just a ton of the stuff. The Wilderness as we know it was created essentially. There were 3 intended bosses to be fought on your own, including the Crazed Archaeologist, which is famous for the rune crossbow drop for all the Iron Men.
Oh.
The Chaos Fanatic and Scorpia, and 3 that you'd need to bring friends for, or at least that's what they were designed for, and that's Venenatis, Callisto, and Vedion.
No mention of Chaos Elemental.
No mention of Chaos Elemental. That might have already been in the Wilderness before, I'm not sure.
Weird.
Either way, that's what they added. And the Wilderness Boss Rework aims to revitalize the latter group. So this isn't going to be any changes to the Archaeologist, Fanatic, or Scorpia, which, Scorpia definitely needs some help. Or actually, kind of all of them do. But either way, this is going to be focused on them. This is going to be focused on the bigger bosses. The 3 bosses were initially intended to be challenging multi-combat encounters, which would incentivize adventurers to band together and take them down.
That's not what the multi-combat is used here.
It's
used for PK groups to come and kill you.
Yeah, it is nowadays. However, the ingenuity of players knows nearly no bounds, and all 3 of them can be fought with very little interaction, completely solo, and with some pretty unusual safe spot mechanics. That is definitely true. You can safe spot all of them, or flinch all of them and take practically 0 damage.
We'll say for Venenatis, it is so hard to set up, though.
No, there's a much easier way to set it up than the one that you were doing.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I did it for the diary, I had to leave and go back to the wilderness, probably 10 times because I could not get the safe spot set up correctly.
Yeah, I think that's an old safe spot. There's a pretty current one that's very popular and very, very safe.
Oh, okay.
So currently, the Callisto, Venenatis, and Vedion bosses have extraordinary defense values. They hit extremely hard and don't particularly care about your prayer either. This all makes them perhaps a little too punishing, which is obviously why people scoured the entire wilderness for safe spots. It's no wonder players have found such creative ways to defeat them and secure pets, the dragon pick, and other various wilderness rings. We want to deliver a proper multi-combat group boss experience with interesting mechanics, the ability to keep topped up between the kills in case PvP combat does break out, and rewards that make the risk worth taking. If you're just trying to secure some sweet drops but are dreading the thought of multi-combat, don't fret, keep on reading because this rework has something for everyone. So I'm going to sum up the rest because this is a very, very long blog. Of course, you can feel free to read all of it. I'll have links in the description of the YouTube video, or you can just head over to the news section of the Osrs front page. But essentially, they are planning on making boss layers. So these are 3 different boss arenas, one for Vedion, one for Callisto, one for Venenatis. They actually look really cool, especially the Venenatis one. It just looks like you're on a bed of webs.
I like it.
And yeah, the bosses look the same To be honest, they look entirely the same, actually. And what's
interesting... It's hard to find new safe spots and stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't know if you will be able to find safe spots, which is kind of the point. So one of the major things about these bosses is that there is no entry requirements, which is one of the points of contention, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
You'll need a bit of gold. Oh, you'll need to bring a bit of gold, gear up, and be ready for battle with the bosses. It is going to cost you 50,000 gold in order to get into the boss room, but you get a 10,000 gold return every time you kill the boss. So if you're in there and you kill it 5 times, then you won't really have to pay the gold.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only requirement, is just a little bit of coin. And then you can also peek into the lairs like anything else to see if people are already there, and if you want to go and PvP them, I guess. Once you do go into the lair, there is no way out the way you came in. You actually have to fight through the boss and make it to the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, so it says that...
Or teleport out?
No, you actually cannot teleport out, because this is in deep wilderness.
I thought it'd be like King Black Dragon.
Yeah, it is not like that. Once you've entered a boss lair... Oh, I mean, maybe you can. They don't specifically say you can't teleport out, but this is in deep wilderness, so I don't think so.
Yeah.
Once you've entered a boss lair, you cannot leave the way you came in. You'll have to either fight your way through the boss or try and evade its attacks to get to the lair's exit. So I guess technically you can evade him and get to the end. But,
you can run past him.
Yeah, but there is no going out the way you came.
Got it.
And they have an interesting exit system. It's going to be in some escape caves, as they call it, and they actually have a map of this. So the 3 different bosses will dump you out into this circular cave structure, and their circular cave structure will have 4 exits. And also what's interesting about these caves is they are multi. So I don't know if I'm a big fan of that either. I think that's another point of contention. But either way, it is going to be in multi. There are going to be some NPCs there to discourage multi or people camping.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that'll happen regardless.
Oh, of course.
Besides that, though, you can leave. Like I said, there is a 50,000 GP entrance fee, and you get 10,000 for each successive kill that you are the MVP. So even if you go in with 10 people, only the MVP gets the discount, and then you are guaranteed free entry if you do get the 5 kills, of course. The exact values of these fees is obviously subject to change and stuff like that, so they're waiting on feedback for that. But they do show a quick picture, like I said, of what the boss lair exit is going to look like, and the enemies that are going to be surrounding the exit are going to be akin to the boss, so it'll either be bears, spiders, or skeletons.
Oh, so that's not going to discourage camping too much. These aren't that hardcore.
No, unless these mobs hit like trucks, people are definitely going to camp these areas, so that is kind of unfortunate. But one thing that's really nice is if the wilderness bosses seem too crazy, then it is totally cool, because you can actually go in for solo bosses.
Oh.
But before we get into that, one thing they do aim to add with the wilderness bosses is they have a glimpse at what kind of GP per hour they plan on making. Which is another thing that people are really upset about, is they're aiming for a GP per hour rate in line with content like Vorkath or the Alchemical Hydra.
Oh.
But with much lower requirements, and much lower being none.
Why are people upset about that? That's in the wilderness. That seems fair to me.
I don't know. We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
We reckon that this will offset the risk you'll be taking in terms of difficulty. The wilderness bosses should feel intuitive enough to let you focus on the potential threat of other players. On top of the riches, you'll be able to secure a handful of new unique targeting various current wilderness offerings. More on that later.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like a good idea to make them worth more money, because right now, the pets are the only reason I'd go out there. They're not good money makers.
Well, I'll tell you why you will not go out there at all then.
Oh.
So they say, if I'm not into the whole multi-combat thing, then what? Well, if you're still not convinced, that is totally fine, because you can fight all these bosses in single way PvP combat, and this is going to be in teleportable wilderness, which is below level 30.
So they're going to have the boss lair, and then they're going to have the little baby boss lair?
Yeah, so it says
they'd like SpongeBob, the Weenie Jr.?
Weenie Hut Jr.?
Weenie Hut Jr.? Yeah, that's where we're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We'd like to offer a toned down single way combat equivalent of each of the 3 bosses. These guys would likely sit around or below level 30 wilderness, and would be mechanically simpler encounters than the multi-combat counterparts, while still retaining the unique identity of each boss. The aim here is to provide a safer alternative that isn't totally devoid of risk, with the encounters that will let you prepare for potential attacks with switches, freezes, and plenty of supplies. You'll be making less GP per hour here at these single equivalents, but you'll still have a shot at their uniques, the Dragon Pick, pets, and wilderness rings.
Okay, this sounds nice. At the same time, if I could start making as much money as I'd make at Hydra, I would maybe be a little bit interested in the multi-combat one.
Yeah, so...
And I'm sure there's going to be some new uniques.
So, yeah, I guess that is pretty much the general gist of it. The rest goes into finer detail.
It's like an easy mode wilderness boss in the beginning.
So we can, we can just, kind of talk about the goods and the bads potentially of this. Number one is I don't really care because I'm not going to go into the wilderness in general. And if I am going to go for a pet, then I will choose one of the easier ones.
Yeah.
That's simply how it is. I think a lot of people, share the same sentiment that, kind of no matter what amount of gold per hour you put in the wilderness, I probably won't go there just because it's not really fun to me. But that being said, a lot of people are bringing up the upsetty spaghetti because they think that it's way too much GP per hour, which I kind of agree with because there is no requirements. For example, Vorkath has one of the highest requirements in the game, being behind DS2, and Alchemical Hydra also arguably has actually the highest, being 95 Slayer.
I think it's still fair because people do DS2 fairly early on, and this is deep wildy, and people are gonna be getting PK'd all the time. You're probably gonna get drops X in, then get PK'd and lose all of them.
Well, yeah, but imagine trying to get there through multi.
I don't know. I think it's worth it.
Okay. Exactly. Some people think it's worth it. I don't think going there, fighting through multi, probably just getting camped by a clan, and then also getting camped by a clan on exit
is totally gonna ruin it. But the idea is nice.
The idea is nice, but that's literally what happened in Rev Caves for years.
It happens everywhere.
This is definitely gonna. A lot of people are also concerned that this will bring back the wide abundance of protective clans. So these are clans that you pay GP per hour to make sure that you don't get PK'd or get PK'd as little as possible.
I wonder how often a shady one will just take someone's money and PK them.
That almost never happens actually, because these are
then they'll ruin their reputation.
These are well organized clans, and there's been plenty of other YouTubers that have made videos on the protection clans at Rev Caves, and you can actually still make decent GP per hour, 7. At least this is old Rev Caves. For instance, you'd pay around 3 to 4 mil an hour to get protected, and you'd make around 7 mil an hour. So it's still a pretty good amount of GP. Especially if you don't actually get PK'd the whole time and they're able to protect you.
Yeah.
So I think that'll definitely have a rise with this type of content. And unlimited PKing is, if you're going there to fight the boss, you're definitely, you're going to want to bring gear, but it's also you're probably going to get smited with that many people. So it's your +1 can't even really be worth anything.
There's always going to be people who bring stuff in because they're too confident.
Yeah, of course. Which but it's you against...
Shout out Kitty, who lost all of their gear setup going to KBD.
Yeah. It's exactly how KBD is, but it's going to be worse because it's going to be actual moneymaker.
And you can't telly out, potentially. It's unclear. It's unclear if you could telly out of the room.
It is unclear, but the way they laid it out, it is very seemingly you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the main differences between this and KBD. Well,
that's why I feel it's worth more money. You can't telly out.
KBD, you can telly out, but KBD, you also make practically as much money as you do cleaning herbs. So I don't know if it's a real comparison. I don't know. I'm not really on the fence either way because, like I said, this content is something I'll never even attempt to do.
I'll probably do the baby ones for now, and then maybe if whenever I have a max combat, I'll try the big boy rooms.
Yeah, like I said, I would only ever really do the singles, and probably not even really do that until I'm on a 50+ pet grind or something like that. Besides that, it seems like the clans are going to dominate this to the extent where, I wouldn't have any way of getting there and doing anything there. So
yeah, that's
I'm just
fair.
Not interested at all. Besides that though, if you have any stuff you'd like to add, maybe we got something wrong, or if you just want to let us know what you think about the bosses as well, you should let us know on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, Bunebapeosrs.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool because, like I said, I'm not going to do it, but a lot of people are upset, but a lot of people in the PK community actually really like this.
Well, yeah, they're going to camp everyone.
Exactly. So it's if you go to the comment section on any of the like the boss rework, a lot of people again are just either really upset about like why there's no requirements, why there's no limit on the multi. Like you could technically have 20 people specking you all at once, which then you have 0 chance of living. So a lot of people are wondering if maybe you can
maybe they should just add something like that then.
Yeah, add a multi limit or add some kind of requirement, because a lot of people fear that this is just going to be like botted to high hell.
Yeah.
Because I mean, essentially there is no requirement besides the 50,000 gold, which is kind of crazy.
Maybe they should just add another one, and then that'd be fine.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, a lot of people are upset, or you're a PKer and you're really excited. So, like I said, I'm not really on either side of this. I couldn't care less.
Or just have it, and then PKers could stop saying they don't get updates. This is your update.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset. Like this is gonna mess up the economy. I'm like, the economy's in shambles anyways. There's millions of bot accounts have been made, and if just go look at the top kills for Zulrah or for Volcano, bots don't matter. So doesn't really.
I want them to get to lead so I can see what rank I am.
I was like, this doesn't really matter either way. So yeah, kind of funny, but either way, that's how it is. They do have screenshots showing what the Callisto and Venenatis, as mainly just those 2 arenas, look like, and they look pretty cool. They do show what Vedion looks like, but they don't really show his whole arena. They kind of just show like one picture.
From the door frame, basically.
Yeah. Either way, they all look really cool. And
they also have a redesign for Vedion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vedion's going to look way more like
because
skeletal.
Right now, you can't really tank Vedion. So I think that's why they had to redesign him.
No, redesign the look, too.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
They're making him look like way more skeletal. Because right now, I feel like he almost looks like glowy, like you see through him. Reminds me more ghosty.
He definitely does look weird. And yeah, again, all the bosses...
I didn't know he was a skeleton before.
All the bosses are getting reworked a fair amount because, like I said, it's pretty tough to tank these bosses. These are some of the hardest hitting bosses in the game with some of the highest defenses.
That's why everyone just safe spots them.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they are getting a big rework. They're still going to be dropping the same pets and stuff like that. But yeah, so the pets I think will look a little bit different.
Interesting.
Besides that, the rewards are actually pretty cool. So the reward is going to be changes or additional ways to change the 3 wilderness weapons, being Thameron's Scepter for Mage, Crossbow for ranged, as well as Vigor's Chain Mace for melee. All of those are the 3 main items that you'll use in wilderness and are just so significantly better than anything else in the wilderness.
Yeah, heard good things.
They are making it so that you can actually add to them, kind of like how you do for the best in slot armors right now.
They're really into that.
They are. So you're going to be able to get items from each of the bosses. So you're going to be able to get the fangs from Venenatis that'll change the bow. And, you know, each one is going to have their own thing.
Special drops to update them.
Yeah, they're going to have special drops, and they're going to update the weapons. So, for instance, Thameron's Scepter. So alongside the boss rework, we'll be reworking the Scepter to a powered staff with a max hit equal to the magic level divided by 3, -8, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, this means at 99 magic, you'll be able to hit up to 25 every 4 tick cycles.
Nice.
Unlike other powered staffs, though, this new and improved offering would be able to hit players. Obviously, poison staffs can't hit players. Since the crossbow and the Vigor's Chain Mace function pretty nicely for getting a little extra damage off while escaping, we didn't want to shortchange magic users, so this is actually a pretty big change. On top of that, the wilderness bonus would be changed from 100% accuracy and 25% damage to 50% accuracy and 50% damage against NPCs, so a little bit more damage there.
Okay.
The same bonus would be also applied to non-powered spells with the staff equipped, so overall you'll be doing more damage. Both the regular attack and any other spells cast while wielding the scepter would consume ether, of course. Now for some new rewards. So this is what I was talking about. If you get the Skull of Vedion, this is going to be a rare and tradable drop from Vedion. What a shocker. Player with 85 crafting.
Wait, the Skull of Vedion's from Vedion?
Who would have thought? 85 crafting can combine the skull with Thameron's Scepter to make the brand new Accursed Scepter. If you don't have the 85 crafting, you can take it to someone in Varrock's Enclave and have it combined for 500k. So this new scepter is going to be, the Cursed Scepter is a tradable upgrade to the reworked Thameron Scepter with a magic attack of 22 and a max hit equal to your magic level, blah, blah, blah. So at 99, you'll be hitting 27. So a 3 damage upgrade. every 4 ticks.
Cool.
On top of that, the special attack also changes to Condemn. So Condemn costs 50% special attack energy and performs an attack with 50% increased max hit and 50% increased accuracy. So on a successful hit, the target's defense and magic are reduced by up to 15%. So this is actually a pretty strong special attack. All of the weapons actually are similar to this.
Nice.
Where you get the item, you craft it, and they have fairly strong and powerful upgrades. They even have like DPS graph lines to show you how much better they are now versus maybe other weapons you would use against other bosses and stuff like that. So it's nice because they show for all of the bosses in the examples, they are not very good options. But for everything in the wilderness, the DPS is so much higher that it would be foolish to use anything else, really.
Yeah.
Of course, this is all if you have them charged with ether. So I'm not going to read through all of them because there's a lot of numbers and that'd probably be kind of, easy to get jumbled up with all that. So if you are interested in any of these weapons in particular, I'd recommend taking a look at the redesigns and all of the graphs.
Yeah, the names for the other ones, though, are going to be the Ursine Chain Mace. Is that how I pronounce that? And then the other one that I'm excited to see how it'll look is the Web Weaver Bow.
Yeah.
I wonder if that one is from Bunebape.
I wonder. Yeah.
I bet that could look really cool.
Yeah, I do think so as well. Besides that, they are adding a brand new weapon. So this is going to be called the Void Waker. Some kind of a PvP weapon with Void Association. This is actually an item they had in the past. I wasn't around to see it, but this is an item they had in the past. You'll get 1 drop from each of the 3 bosses, the Blade, Hilt, and Crystal, and you'll combine them to make the Void Waker. Of course, you can assemble it for 500k at an NPC if you want. It's a tier 75 melee weapon that requires 75 attack, 75 strength, and 60 magic. So I don't know if all of the... I think this will work for most PvP accounts. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's on top of offering the best in slot non-degradable option for training strength for any 75 attack build. So this is the new best in slot for training strength, not necessarily best in slot in general. It does have a new special attack, which is pretty cool. It is going to guaranteed magic damage between 50 to 150% of your melee max hit. Wow. So potentially a huge PK weapon. They lied about the never before seen thing. This is the Karasi sword. Like I said, we weren't around to see this, but apparently this used to be in old school. Fake. And actually, they do have a chart for this against other weapons, and it is very high on the DPS chart. Neck and neck.
Good for warcraft, it looks like.
No, not necessarily.
I think I'm reading this chart wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not good at charts.
They just are showing that the DPS is right around where the tentacle whip is.
So maybe not the best for warcraft.
Maybe not the best for warcraft.
But tentacle whip I use all the time, so hey.
Yeah, so if you want a non-degradable version, this could be cool. But again, this is, I think, two-handed. So you would not be getting the offhand,
Defender,
a Vernic or Dragon Defender that you might have. So again, pretty cool spec. It might be a big PK weapon. Overall, seems pretty cool. Like overall,
excited to see what it looks like.
Even with all of the controversy, I think this is a pretty cool update. I like it in general. Like I said,
very random but good.
I try not to be negative about like the weird, ridiculous stuff they do in the wilderness because it just isn't really my content. So
yeah, same.
I wouldn't want people that never ever do bossing to
complain about bossing
because it just kind of doesn't affect them. And people that complain about the economy, I mean, it's already in shambles. So yeah, maybe just go play the new servers if that's your problem.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, that's going to be about it for the Wilderness Boss Rework.
Yeah.
The final thing before we get into the Q&A for this week as well is Tasty. He's a popular streamer, as well as Mofo. They actually put out a video in collaboration with Osrs. It's actually on the main Osrs channel, and they go into great description and detail of all of the bosses and puzzles in Tombs of a Masket. So this gives us all more knowledge than we've had before by far.
I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, so they go through each room, what you'll need, which seems to be teamwork, and teamwork. They also go through the different, quite a few of the different convocations, so or
Nice.
invocations rather, so that you can see, you know, the different stuff. It varies from your prayer not working as well as before to you just not being able to eat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they go through quite a few things. It's great. There's a lot of really good information in this. So if you are interested in the tombs at all, this is definitely going to be something you're going to want to watch. It's only a 9-minute video, so I'd recommend checking it out.
Yeah,
and I think
check that out for sure.
I think both of those dudes did a pretty good job.
Nice.
So that's going to be about it, and we can move on to the Q&A for this week.
Yeah. So before we start the Q&A, we're going to finish the quest ideas sent to us by Matt and Hariger.
Yeah.
So last week we read 3 quest ideas by them, and we're going to read the other 3 that they sent real quick. So the first one is the Siege of Trolheim. Lead an army on an invasion of Trolheim. Reward access to Steinvien, Norwegian for the Stone City. I was like, how did they come up with this? Which would be an underground, 10-layer deep, vertically built troll city the size of Keldegrim. I like this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I don't think that any of these quest ideas I'm going to say I don't like, to be fair.
Yeah.
I just like quests.
I think it'd be cool, but I feel like it probably would be the same as Keldegrim where like no one uses it. Like
they'd have to have something cool there.
Imagine if there was no blast furnace. You would just never use Keldegrim.
Yeah, they'd have to have something cool there. The only reason I go to Keldegrim, I don't even go to the blast furnace ever anymore. So the only reason I go is for clue scrolls.
Yeah, so it'd be cool if they added something there, like a minigame or something like that, because it sounds like it'd be
troll minigame would be fun.
A cool area. I mean, they added a hill giant minigame, so
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think what skill would go with trolls.
I mean, something with rocks, probably.
I was thinking like dodgeball with rocks, and you get a new little outfit like Void.
Dodgeball with rocks? All right. Yeah, maybe.
I shouldn't be in charge of creating minigames, clearly.
Clearly.
But yeah, I'd like another Trolheim one, because Trolheim also I don't really go back to ever.
Yeah. One thing I did see recently is like a lot of people were, or someone had a popular post on Reddit talking about how they should make a continuation for the grandfather fairy quest line.
Yeah.
Because that quest
or the Godfather.
Yeah, the Godfather one.
They were talking about they talked about maybe making a 3rd one this year, because they were talking about doing like that and the goblins and stuff.
Yeah, I hope they do, because that's like one of the
it's
like
bigger
on quest lines.
What's it called? It's like a cliffhanger. They left it off for like 10 years.
For so long.
I'm like, is she okay? Is the queen okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Is she gonna be able to get back?
Nope, never.
The next idea is called The Secret of the Lake. Defeat a Loch Ness inspired boss in Lake Mulch. Reward would be the Kebos Harpoon, which impales the enemy and pulls back the fire projectile, allowing for unlimited ammunition. However, the weapon would degrade. Level 85 range required to equip. That sounds like a cool weapon.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I don't know.
You're interesting.
Well, I don't know how the like pulling back on the fire would work. Like how
it would just be like a ranged weapon that you don't run out of charges, basically, but degrades.
I guess
I don't think I'm not imagining animation. I'm imagining like just that it would have unlimited charges. It just degrades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that'd be cool, but I think it'd be like so niche. I feel like it'd be like kind of like Osmemtim's Fane, the new 2-handed weapon, where it's like it's cool, but maybe it'd just be like too niche for me to like care about it.
I think it sounds like it'd be good in a lot of places, anywhere that you could safe spot.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it says it pulls back fired projectiles. Oh, it pulls back the fired projectile. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe if it was just like a bow that had unlimited ammo, then maybe.
Yeah, that you just have to recharge.
Yeah, but I don't
like that.
I don't know. It'd be hard to say, because like quest items are cool, but they'll never, of course, be like as good as like, you know.
I want there to be a quest item that's as good as other stuff.
There is one. This is Barrow's gloves.
Yeah.
Which is actually now obsolete.
Some quests are so hard that I'm like, why don't you guys include like some crazy rewards?
Yeah, because I mean they're all hard, but none of them are as hard as, I guess, grinding a boss for hundreds of hours.
I mean, they could even just do like a ring or something, or a new prayer slot one.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be like a weapon, like something cool.
It would be cool if like they had like really hard, I don't know, really hard quests with like an actual reward. Because the only actual reward you get from quests that you still use, besides Barrow's gloves, is like the spellbook unlock.
Yeah, that's it.
That's really it.
At least like a ring seems easy. Just give us a slightly better ring.
Yeah.
That you have to do like a Grandmaster quest for.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's so many rings already.
And untradeable. Well, no, I'm just thinking like not a weapon, not armor, something more mild.
Yeah. No, true.
Also, I do really like the idea of having a quest at Lake Mulch because I can't even remember where that is, which means I don't go there much.
Oh, so you've never done
aerial fishing?
Aerial fishing?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't. The Loch Ness Monster sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm imagining a little cutscene in the quest where your character's aerial fishing and then the Loch Ness Monster just like pops up and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
And the last quest idea is called The Return to Tutorial Island. I already like it because of that. I want to go back there. So, have to beat each instructor at their own skill. This would be a Grandmaster quest. Reward would be access to the Tutorial Island POH Seeing Portal, where you can watch noobs struggle to beat Tutorial Island from the comfort of your own home. Also, the Beginner's Map Cape, a cape which, hence the name, resembles the Beginner's Map. Finally, a metal version of the Newbie Melody. Wait, is it the song?
Yeah, metal? The song. That'd be hilarious.
That sounds like a fun little Grandmaster quest.
Yeah. Honestly, I've always thought that I mean,
it sucks you can't go back there.
I think that the idea is really cool, but the main thing I was thinking about whenever I saw that was like the POH where you can see people outside. Like I've always wanted that.
Like we have windows.
They don't have that in a lot of games because like it's hard to like have a persistent
to program it.
Yeah, a persistent house in a world with other people. It's just like really hard to do. I'm guessing. So that's obviously why they don't do it here. So I've always thought that'd be really cool if you can like see people outside your house.
That would be funny. Tutorial Island too, to see everyone. You probably see so many bots just running around.
That's one of like the coolest things about
Final Fantasy does that, right?
No, Final Fantasy doesn't do that actually.
Oh.
The only game I've ever played that has a functionality like that is New World.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, New World did.
So like New World, you couldn't see anyone in the house. The house always looks empty. But if you go into the house and it's your house, then you can see people outside.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's cool because you get to see people running around. It makes the world actually feel like alive.
Feel like a world.
Yeah.
Because when you're in your POH, it's very lonely.
Yeah, you might as well be in a boss room when you're in your POH.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. But I don't see that happening, but that'd be cool if they could just add that functionality.
Yeah.
Alone.
Even, like, not rewards, I do think it'd be so fun to have a quest back on Tutorial Island. And I like the idea of going and having to beat all these people that taught you. Because I imagine that there could come up some funny conversations about how they're the one that taught you how to make shrimps. And now you're just like a master chef.
I think, because, like, you can't type on Tutorial Island. I don't know if you know that. You can't type there. But, yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have like a little like hangout spot on Tutorial Island that's like gated off just for other people.
Just for people watching, or we could go and talk about all the noobs.
Yeah, like maybe
like look at that guy.
Like yeah, maybe if you've gotten your diary, your music, and like your quest cape, then yeah, you'll get access to the POH after that quest or something.
That'd be cool.
Because that'd be cool, just to like kind of like flex or just kind of hang out and like see new people making accounts and stuff like that.
It'd be the new version of people bank standing in their max capes and stuff.
Yeah, because as it is, you can't like go back to Tutorial Island, of course.
I think it's the only place you can't go back to, right?
Yeah, one of them for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think it's a cool idea.
I like the quest ideas because I mean everyone knows I like questing. I think it's fun. And I like having new areas, so I like these ideas a lot.
Yeah, I mean that reminds me like in every game I've played that I've gotten to the end game, I go back to the beginning areas sometimes.
It's just to like cool to see.
Yeah, just to hang out and stuff like that.
I like going to Lumberg sometimes, just listening to the music and being like, "Wow, I used to kill cows and I thought that was it. I didn't even know what bosses were back then."
Yeah, I mean a couple times I've like. Just in World of Warcraft, I'll just like go back to like near the starting areas and like hang out. And if I see someone that looks like a legitimate noob, I'll be like, just give them some money just because I've played the game so long, I don't care about money. So it's like, yeah, just hooking them up.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's always been fun. But yeah, they don't really have that here. Like you go to Varrock and it's like,
you don't know who's actually a noob or who's on their 7th alt account.
Yeah, exactly. But if you see someone taking like 5 minutes to fish up like some fish, and it's like, all right, this dude's like brand new.
Probably. Or they're AFKing because they're on their other account in Chambers.
Yeah, or they're getting level 3 fishing on Tutorial Island because they're min-maxing.
I know. And then, yeah, thank you, Harger and Matt, for those. I enjoyed them a lot. If anyone else has any other quest ideas, we'd love to read through them because that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
Matt also had a question this week saying, if you could get anybody associated with RuneScape on the show as a guest, JMod player, etc., who would it be? So we're not good at interviewing people. So I had to think. I'm
not good at interviewing
We're not like I mean, clearly we're just kind of like talking to each other. So I think that the coolest option would be one of the like one of the people involved in like the game jams, just having them come and like talk about like how they choose to do stuff, like because they have all this stuff that they present. Like I want to hear kind of like how it works. Like how did you guys choose all these options that people were showing? You know?
Yeah, I'd probably either want an X mod.
Ooh, to hear the drama.
No, just because I feel like they'd be more willing to talk about stuff that
that's very true.
A regular mod wouldn't. Or Mod Aiza. He seems like the most well-rounded mod. At least that I've seen. Not to say anything bad about any of the other ones. He just seems like, like we're kind of on the same page whenever he talks. I usually
agree with him.
Yeah, I usually think that he's. Well, I don't know if I agree, but I usually don't think he's crazy about whatever he's talking about. So I guess
cool.
Maybe him. I don't know. Just to ask about the game. I want to say Bodhi because like I'm a fan of Bodhi, but like I don't know what I would talk to him about.
Like, can you just tell us how your day's going, please?
I mean, he's played the game for literally 5 times as long as I have. So
really?
It's like
I haven't
played the game
Bodhi.
He's played it since the beginning.
I've never actually watched Bodhi because from what I heard, you can't really talk to him in his Twitch chat. And I like talking to people.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Dude.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is he just like...
He bans people, right?
Yeah, he just randomly bans people. It's so funny.
I didn't know... Okay, so I've heard of someone randomly banning people. I didn't remember who it was. And the other day, like, I jokingly named my stream that I was banning people for every time I got a white chest in Chambers. People were, like, showing up, asking to be banned and stuff. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to ban any of you guys. It was a joke. And I was like, okay, give me 5 subs and I'll ban you. And someone did it. So we banned them for a minute. And they're like, no, I want to be banned more. And I was like, all right, give me 5 more then. And they did. And we banned them again. I'm like, bro, why do you want to be banned so bad?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was happy to get 10 gift subs out of it. But I was like, I don't understand. Why do you guys want to be banned? And people were asking to get banned again yesterday. And I'm like, what is up with you guys?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But even beyond the bannings... Bodhi is not only like a really skilled player, but he's also really funny.
He seems chill.
Yeah, he seems really chill. I mean, if I ever had a PKer on, I'd have Torvesta on because he's also hilarious and also very skilled at the game.
Could be cool to have a PKer on.
Yeah.
I'd want to have a PKer who also PVMs, so they'd have like the best of both worlds opinions.
True. But yeah, I don't know who I'd want to have on. I'd probably say a mod because, like I said, I don't know what I would ask a normal person.
Yeah, probably, mod. I'd love to hear about how they do stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. But so I think that's going to be it, though.
It is. What are you planning this week?
I am going to start rebuilding my account.
Oh.
I am going to be playing a ton of Path of Exile, probably this whole weekend. And probably I like to play hardcore in Path of Exile, so if your character dies, you die, because I'm a masochist of sorts, I guess.
In that game.
Just in that game. Yeah,
is that why sometimes
it's extremely punishing?
Is that why sometimes I'm playing games and I hear you in the background like, no?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't realize you were like that, and I was like, bro, you're kind of dramatic.
Yeah, it's like losing your hardcore in RuneScape, except not as long.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'll probably be playing that. Gonna play the main and actually start making money to begin rebuilding. So I'm gonna probably start by getting, spoiler alert, I'm gonna start by getting a few mil just by selling blood runes, probably.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no requirement to do that.
And then you could get gear for actual boss thing.
Yeah, and then I'll maybe do the minigame too, so I can get some runes for teleporting and stuff. Because I sold all of my runes.
You sold like a rune?
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'll keep this rune pouch full of runes, and I just sold those too. Because I'm like, I'd be keeping 5 mil worth of runes. It's kind of like cheating.
True. You kept your rune pouch though.
Yeah, I kept my rune pouch.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll probably restart there. Gonna keep playing on the alt because now he has a bunch of bond money.
Yay!
So yeah, just gonna keep doing that. What about you?
I'm gonna be raiding it up still.
Raiding.
Yeah, I'm so excited because next week.
And then next week you're gonna do the other raid.
Darila hit me up asking if I wanted to join him and some other people, so I might be raiding with him the night it comes out a little bit.
The raid gamer.
But if not, I'm sure I could find random people to go with me.
Yeah.
I've raided with like literally anyone who comes by.
Yeah.
You want to learn though, I teach you off stream now because I don't like to be in voice chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll raid with anyone. So hopefully doing more. I really want to do more challenge modes. I might do some challenge modes tonight with a couple people actually off stream.
Yeah.
I'm so hesitant to do stuff off stream in case I get a drop, but I also really want to. I really want to practice.
Yeah, whatever. You can't stream everything.
Exactly. Yeah, and at least like other people would be there to see if I got something.
Yeah.
But yeah, my main plan is just raiding. Hopefully with all the herbs I get from raiding, getting my herbler up like to 89 hopefully, maybe like one level a week. And I really want to get my woodcutting to 89 too, which I think I'll be able to get. Oh, also my defense is almost 98, like 50,000 away.
Nice.
So I was thinking I might do some Slayer just to get it up to...
Slayer?
Or sorry, it's up almost 98. I got it backwards.
Oh, okay.
I think I might do some Slayer just to get my defense up as well.
Cool.
We'll see. A lot of AFKing stuff.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Plus Chambers. Chambers is not the AFK. Let me be clear. I'm not that good yet.
All right. Sounds cool. If any of you want to get in touch with us, hang out, join the community, all that stuff, you can check us out on any of our socials.
Yeah. Our Twitter is Bunebapeosrs. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all Bunebape. So twitch.tv/Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. It's literally a full-time job. So come hang out with me.
Yeah, and also feel free to join our Discord community.
Yeah, we do weekly bond giveaways.
Weekly bond giveaways in there.
How I don't have any money.
If you have any questions, we share funny videos, memes, stuff like that. You can also find people to raid in there or do other content.
Yeah, if you want to be involved in our Q&A, we have a questions tab specifically for that.
Yeah, and I recently, if anyone cares, boosted the server, so you get access to a bunch of emojis and stickers and stuff like that.
Yeah, he has like a new little profile picture that he likes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So besides that, thanks for listening, and I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all
very soon.
Very soon.
Bye-bye.
Meep merp.